Welcome to another edition of Ice Cold Questions presented by Corona. Elijah Moore, Ethan Greenberg. E, you ready to roll?
Ready to go.
Who is the best, excluding yourself, South Florida athlete ever?
We got too many. I don't know how to answer that.
Who was the guy though? Like, was there like an urban legend growing up?
We got too many of those.
Too many.
Yeah. Right now, like, I would probably say, Lamar Jackson.
Of course.
Because of what he's been doing and how his career is going, and he's just probably one of the most shiftiest, not even just quarterbacks, but athletes in the NFL. But I don't know.
Deion
Sanders? Yeah, him
he's
too.
He's got to be up there.
Yeah, for sure, him too. But if we're speaking on now, I'm gonna have to give it to Lamar.
What's the fashion trends you'd like to bring back?
That's a good question for me. I feel like everybody's going like bigger clothes right this moment. I feel like in like a couple of months it's gonna go back to tight clothes and stuff. So I don't know, I'm gonna mix them in between both, but that, Chuck Taylors, look at you.
I wasn't playing.
And they come in and come out, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I know.
So,
how do you feel about the baggy, like
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah,
I feel like
like
when
it.
I think of that, I think of like old school, not old school, but like old NBA.
Yeah.
Like LeBron, Melo, when they
Exactly.
first got in the league.
For sure, the big sweatpants,
Yeah.
the big t-shirts.
And of
I
course,
feel like
like the
everybody's
little
doing
camcorder too.
that. Yeah, nah, for real, everybody's doing
I know,
that.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
For sure. It all cycles back.
Do you have a biggest fashion influence?
I pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you can look at people, but fashion wouldn't really be fashion if you didn't do it your own way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone, if you ask anybody a question about fashion, they're always gonna say like, oh, be yourself, or do you, and that's what makes it, lit. So I feel like you can't really just follow somebody else. You kind of got to put your own swag, but there's little things that you can steal, and put it in your own way.
So I just thought of this. Is it crazy to say that fashion's kind of like being a receiver? Like, you can take bits and pieces from everybody. Like,
For
you
sure,
can
it
take
is.
different pieces of people's games.
Exactly.
But you got to make it your own.
For sure. It's actually like hand in hand, for sure.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Fashion and football. All right, here we go. Last question. What was the moment that you knew you would be good friends with A.J. Brown? Like, is there a specific moment that comes to mind?
I feel like if it's just one, I don't base it off one. I want to be around people that I can always learn from. And AJ is just somebody that I'm always learning from, you see what I'm saying? So when I went to college, I didn't know how to wash clothes. I didn't know how to do certain things. He was like a big bro to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's just stacking up the days, being around him, learning how solid he was. It's not really people built like that, so you got to keep them close.
Okay. Obviously, like, looking up to A.J. Brown or being around him, you'd learn a lot about football, learn a lot about becoming a person. You just mentioned washing clothes. Like, what was something that he did that's like a day-to-day task that you're like, I didn't know how to do that? Like, for me, like, I knew how to cook eggs, I knew how to cook pasta, that was it. And then I figured it out, like, through my friends. Is there something like that happened to you?
AJ taught me how to, like, be by myself. A lot of people can't really be by themselves. I feel like, you look at everyone, and I just feel like everyone always has like anxiety or like FOMO of missing out or things. Like, I feel like when you can go eat by yourself and do things by yourself and feel comfortable being alone, and that's what AJ was doing a lot when he was in college, and I admired that because I was a kid that was never alone. So just being comfortable with myself in my own space, like, I couldn't tell you something better now. So I probably admired that the most.
Could you go today to a restaurant by yourself and eat by yourself?
I do it all the time. Restaurant,
You do?
movies, I go everywhere by myself.
Okay. And that's thanks to A.J. Brown.
Yes, sir. Respect. JJ.
Shout out to A.J. Brown on Ice Cold Questions presented by Corona. E. Moore, appreciate it.
Appreciate you.